FBC. I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend, the age my cat was when I ran
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester.
The number of blind dates I've been on when no one turned up.
Lovely of you to volunteer for an all-nighter. I'll be with you for the first section, but then I'm off. Got tickets for Smiling Toots Johnson and his jazz fandango. Usual stuff for this one. Keep the show on the road and keep the edit snappy. Should be a big night.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one has turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend, the age my cat was when I ran him over, the number of conversations I've had with my father, and the exact time my mother walked out. Honestly, I don't see why it's so hard for you to remember.
If you could just sit here, please, Dr. Magnus. The host will be with you shortly.
Not you, sorry, Dr. Magnus.
Leave that alone, please, Colin.
I don't like it, because of the heebie-jeebies.
What does science?
Don't like it.
What doesn't Colin like?
Science, apparently.
Oh, good job there's none here then.
Jeremy, this is Dr. Charles Magnus.
Is he though? Jeremy Donaldson, professional cynic.
All the best minds are.
He's just being modest. He's also a curmudgeon.
Your word of the day calendar.
Oh, sorry, I'm late. Phone call. Professor Magnus.
Doctor, apparently.
Oh.
Either is fine.
Unless you mean surgery.
I beg your pardon?
It's time for a special event.
Going in 5,
Scheduled
4,
away for a night of
3.
smiles with Jeremy Donaldson.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. It's the 13th of March 1985, and this is a Channel 1 special event hosted by your national nightly news team.
In a laboratory nestled in the sleepy hills of Chantilbury, Dr. Charles Magnus and his optimistically named Happiness Collective have been working on a secret project.
They claim their Euphoria device will raise overall happiness levels throughout the country. Tonight, live on Channel 1, we'll be putting that claim to the test.
We'll be in and out the schedule throughout the evening, with our team of reporters standing by up and down the country to report live on whether the device has brought a smile to your faces.
We'll have guests from the world of science, politics and entertainment, and of course, those all-important results.
So don't move that dial, stick with Channel 1 all evening as we bring you The Night of Smiles.
45.
Welcome back. In just a few minutes, the impressive machine behind me will be activated in the first ever mass experiment of its type. But first, let's meet the man behind the merriment, Dr. Charles Magnus.
Hello.
Charles Magnus.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. You're the leader of the Happiness Collective, as I understand.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
So how's that work then, being the leader of a collective?
Well, I suppose...
Dr. Magnus, how does your Euphoria device work?
Oh, that's simple. I just get my assistant Chester to push the big red button.
Yes, but what does it actually do?
It makes people happier, Mr. Donaldson.
Yes, and how does it do that?
Well, some of that information is proprietary, but I could try and explain the basics.
Oh, well, we've not got long now, Doc, so try not to get too into the weeds.
Well, to put it simply, everything is vibration. Everything is vibrating. A particle is also a wave, and a wave is, if you like, a note. And we all vibrate at different notes depending on our mood. Happier people vibrate at a higher frequency than sad people, for example.
Is that true? How are we measuring that?
In music, there's a concept called resonance. when a note on a piano is played, corresponding strings also sound. They vibrate in resonance. Are you following me so far?
Yes, I have an O-level in music.
And physics?
Yes, in both.
Well, the Euphoria device works in much the same way. The machine generates a note that represents happiness, and all the people and the animals resonate with that note and feel happier, noticeably, measurably. Well, at least that's the hope.
So, what you're saying is that for unprecedented amounts of public money, running into the tens of millions, you've built a giant piano that only plays one note.
Yes, but it's a very powerful note. And this is the only instrument that can play it.
There is less than a minute to go now, so while we go and get set up with Chester and yourself over at the Euphoria device, we can go live to the new Advance HQ for a special message from the Prime Ministers, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury.
Evening, everybody. On behalf of Advance, Julia and I just wanted to wish all of you the very best of luck with tonight's groundbreaking experiment.
When this project landed on my desk, I just knew it deserved to be funded. After all, what could possibly be better than increased happiness?
Now, I'll admit, I was a little skeptical, but the lab results are promising, and I'm reliably informed it'll even work on Mrs. C.
So it's a big well done from us to Dr. Magnus and the entire team at the Happiness Collective.
So as my old man used to say, it's time to stop twatting about and get the gimlet frothing.
Wow. Good luck, everybody. Back to the studio.
Fantastic, the Prime Minister's there, and of course, without the funding from the Assets and Wealth Fund...
We'd still be making prototypes out of sticks.
And you are Chester.
Chester Mims, 24. My allergies include nuts, macrame furniture, and liquids with a viscosity over 200 centipoise. I've been Dr. Magnus's assistant for...
3 very long years.
Yes, he calls me his right-hand man.
I do not.
Well, that's enough lab banter for now. Let's see if this ridiculous contraption actually works, shall we?
Yes, I think we can get a counter on the screen. And we're going in 10, 9, 8, 7, come on, Jeremy.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1...
Winston, I can sense movement down there. I know you're stuck in this with me. Now, it's just a guess, but I think time itself has frozen. However, when it did, this press in case of emergency button the scientist gave me started flashing. And I think it corresponds with the one you have down there in the broadcast room, on that weird-looking machine to your left. I'll press mine now, and let's see if that gets yours working. Winston, lovely of you to volunteer for an all-nighter. I'll be with you for the first section, but then I'm off. Got tickets for Smiling Toots Johnson and his Jazz Fandango. Does this all seem a little familiar to you, Alex? For the last few hours, I've been having a weird sensation of deja vu. Strange. Maybe I need a snack? Well, good luck with the show.
I've told you 1,000 times, Chester. It's the number of blind dates I've been on when no one has turned up, followed by the worrying number of lumps under my left arm, the date my childhood sweetheart married my best friend, the age my cat was when I ran him over, the number of conversations I've had with my father, and the exact time my mother walked out. Honestly, I don't see why it's so hard for you to remember.
If you could just...
Hang on, this is extremely familiar.
Not you, sorry.
Leave that alone, please, Colin.
I don't like it. Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
What does science?
Don't like it.
What doesn't Colin like?
Science, apparently.
Oh, good job that's done here then.
Jeremy, this is Dr. Charles Magnus.
Is he though? Jeremy Johnson, professional cynic.
All the best.